Hey, my name's Patrick. I am a husband, a dad, and a human living in New York City. And on this channel, we talk about all of it. And today, we're talking about teleprompters. Let's get into it. Every YouTuber is different, and when it comes to dialogue or what you say into the camera, you generally have three camps. One YouTuber will have bullet points near them that they refer to make sure they're talking about everything they need when filming. And another YouTuber will simply press record and let the crispy content flow without any guardrails at all. And then there are teleprompter users. Now, teleprompter users generally write out an entire script, or at least part of one, and then allow that teleprompter to feed them their dialogue. And that's what we're doing today, which is kind of new to me. You see, in the past, I've been a bit of a simply press record YouTuber. I have nothing against the method. In fact, I think all of these methods work at different times for different videos, but today, Patrick, I am a teleprompter YouTuber. I sat down and scripted everything you are hearing right now. Now, this doesn't mean I cannot go off script, but it does mean that I am sure that everything I want to get in today is right in front of me, ready to be shared. Nothing is perfect, everything can be edited, but at least I have my thoughts on paper, or in this case, tablet. Now, I'm not new to the teleprompter game. In the past, I would actually just set up an iPad on an arm somewhere near my camera that used a teleprompter app that I controlled with a Bluetooth remote. And this works really well, but only on some cameras. I cannot stress this enough. In other cameras, you could tell that whoever was speaking was reading every line of dialogue. So it was time for an upgrade. And I know what you're gonna say. Yes, you can probably tell that right now, at this very moment, I am reading a script. But it is much more subtle than another video where I was reading off an iPad and looking kind of like off the camera and trying to read that iPad, or even worse, like reading the iPad and kind of going back and forth. It looked really, really bad. This is much more subtle, you have to agree. So what teleprompter are we using today? I didn't want to buy the most expensive teleprompter since I was trying this out, so I went with an off-brand entry-level model. But I gotta be honest, right now I am thrilled with the results. So much so that I might go ahead and buy a more expensive model since this is something I'm surely going to return to in the future. So I went with the iLockNZ. I went with the iLockNZY aluminum lifting teleprompter. And don't worry, everything I mentioned in this video will be linked down in the description. Now, this comes in right around $80, and the name brand models start well over $100. It's not super expensive, it has good reviews, and so far with this model, I'm actually really, really pleased. And here's how this works. Your teleprompter comes in a nice case, but some reassembly is required. First, you need to have some reassembly is required. Some reassembly is required.
You are one pathetic loser. No offense.
Here's how this works. Your teleprompter comes in a nice case, but some assembly is required. First, you need to have a tablet, and that tablet needs the Teleprompter app. Now the app is free, it's not fancy, but it literally does everything I want it to do. You can copy your script into the Teleprompter app like I've done here. You can change the size, the color, and the speed of the text, and your tablet lays on the main mount that already comes assembled right out of the box. That mount attaches to your tripod or your C-stand, like I'm using right now. By the way, I've done videos in the past about using a C-stand to make a mobile YouTube studio anywhere you want. So feel free to check that out, link in the description. So that tablet screen lays flat on the main teleprompter mount, facing up, and it's reflected onto a piece of glass that stands slanted in front of your camera lens. Now, this way you can look directly into your lens when recording, like I'm doing now, and your script scrolls on that piece of glass, completely visible to you, but not visible to your lens. It's like magic.
Magic, 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 magic. And now
you have to attach that glass to your main mount, which is easy enough. But there's this tint that covers your camera lens and attaches to your glass to give you a better view of your teleprompter because it doesn't let any light in. Now, this is not easy to figure out, or maybe it was just me, but I had the worst time in the world getting this tint over the glass and over my lens, but eventually I figured it out, and you probably can too. Finally, once all of that is assembled, it is easy enough to slide whatever camera you want into the back of your teleprompter for filming. Just make sure that as you take this entire rig and put it onto a C-stand or put it onto a tripod, that you have enough support for the system, for the device. Right now, I have my teleprompter along with a camera, along with a tablet, using a spigot mounted right onto a super clamp onto a C-stand, and it's doing fine. So it's not that heavy. You should be good, depending on what you're using. Lastly, your teleprompter comes with a cheap Bluetooth remote. Like, this is the cheapest remote I've seen in a long time, but to this little dude's credit, it pairs seamlessly. And it has all the functionality I could ask for. You push this button and your script starts scrolling. After it gives you a countdown, 3, 2, 1, go. You can press that same button at any time to pause your script from scrolling. You can move your script up and down, and you can even change the speed of your scrolling with some of these buttons here on the side. I'm kind of in love with this setup, but nothing is perfect, right? So let's get to the cons. Let's get to the downsides. What are the downsides of this system? First of all, who wants to be seen holding a remote? I have purposefully zoomed in this shot so you don't see me clicking the remote. But I will say that many of these remotes in the past have been loud clickers, meaning all of the clicks could be heard on the recording. Not good. This clicker isn't silent, but it is so much better than the clickers I've used in the past, and now at this point I am done saying the word clicker. So also, using a script means you have to, well, write a script, and that's a skill some of us have to learn. But with practice comes clarity, with practice comes purpose, and as you continue to write and get your thoughts out onto paper or a screen, you will become better and better, and more clarity will come, and more skill will come as you practice. Lastly, any YouTuber will tell you that they want to spend the least amount of time setting up and prepping gear and the most amount of time creating. And I can tell you from experience that writing a script in advance was no easy feat. It took some time. And there were plenty of times where I thought to myself, I don't want to keep typing. But here's what I know. I sat in front of my camera this morning more confident than ever before that I was ready to film. Am I going to make mistakes or forget things while I film this video? Probably. But I have never had a clearer vision for a video knowing that I took the time to get all of my thoughts out. And if you think that writing a script adds tons of time to your video creation process, well, what about all the sections in your video that you had to record 70 times because you just couldn't get it right? Well, as long as you know how to read,
I give you the Derek Zoolander Center for Kids Who Can't Read Good.
You know that you're going to share exactly what you want to get across in whatever video you're shooting with a teleprompter. For me, I actually like my content, and I'm generally proud of what I create. However, I am most self-conscious about my intros and my outros in like every video. And this is the first time I actually sat down and wrote out what I wanted to say and what I wanted to share. And I'm really happy with what I came up with. I guess that means that my intro and outro have to be pretty splendid today. Crap. And I have to say that most of my videos hit the post 10-minute mark. So after I wrote this script and I timed it to kind of just test things out, I found myself concerned that my video was under 10 minutes. Did I add everything I needed? Am I missing something? Yes, I am missing something. I am missing all of the extras that used to waste my time and your time. Now, I would never claim to be a pro script writer, and I like the videos I've made without a script, to be honest, but I cannot deny that this pre-planning and script writing has provided clarity to the video we are currently recording, and this teleprompter makes it so easy. Complete side note on script writing here. I'm sitting here looking at a bunch of text, basically all of my thoughts on a product that works for me. And I'm sharing it in a video because I think it's a product that will also work for you. With some small edits and intentionality, I can turn around and make a blog post out of this script that points people browsing for answers online straight to this YouTube video. So unintentionally, I've created another way for people to access my content. If I so wish to go and turn this into a blog post, which would be way easy since I've already written all this content. The possibilities are endless. So what do you think? Is this something that would add value to your creative process? Let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and check the description for links to everything we talked about today, and I'll see you in the next video.